two economic giants. One historic deal, a pact so big analysts are calling it the mother of all trade deals, and it could alter the global economic order as we know it. What's in this agreement? Who wins? And why the world is watching closely. Today we explain the EU-India Free Trade Agreement and why it matters not just to two regions, but to the entire global economy. For nearly 20 years, the European Union and India have been negotiating a comprehensive free trade deal. On January 27, 2026, they finally sealed that historic agreement, a pact that promises to reshape trade, strengthen strategic ties, and create one of the world's largest economic corridors. Together, the EU and India represent about 25% of global GDP and nearly 2 billion people, making this deal far more influential than most trade agreements signed in the last decade. Officially named the India-European Union Free Trade Agreement, this pact eliminates or reduces tariffs and opens markets in both goods and services. Key features include tariff cuts on 96.6% of EU exports to India, reducing duties on machinery, chemicals, transport equipment, and more. India slashing tariffs on almost all EU goods, especially textiles, gems, leather products, electronics, and seafood. Gradual reduction of import taxes on European cars from as high as 110% down to 10% over time. Expanded access for services and investment, including easier movement for business professionals. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen called the agreement a historic moment, saying it signals a strong commitment to rules-based global trade. Indian Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal described the pact as the mother of all deals, highlighting its scale and strategic importance. This isn't just a deal on paper. Economic models predict massive shifts. Bilateral trade could grow 40 to 65% as a result of deeper market access for both sides. Currently, the EU and India trade more than 180 billion euros in goods and services annually. With reduced tariffs and regulatory alignment, the EU expects its exports to India could double by 2032, creating jobs and boosting output. For India, preferential access to the European market means a huge competitive edge for textiles, leather, gems, and jewelry, chemicals, and IT services, sectors where India is already strong globally. Economists believe this could boost real incomes on both sides, potentially reducing reliance on volatile markets and strengthening economic resilience amid global trade disruptions. Why does this trade deal matter beyond Europe and India? Multipolar trade architecture. At a time when protectionism and geopolitical tensions are rising, especially with high US tariffs and supply chain reconfiguration, this deal sets a precedent for large economies cooperating in a rules-based framework. Supply chain diversification. Businesses around the world now have strong incentives to integrate Europe and India into their production networks, reducing dependence on China or single-market ecosystems. Strategic balance. For India, this deal complements other agreements, like the recent US-India Trade Pact, giving New Delhi flexibility in foreign relations and economic strategy amid shifting global alliances. Winners. European exporters of machines, cars, pharmaceuticals, and agri-products gain deeper access. Indian service sectors, especially IT and business services, will see stronger demand in Europe. Consumers in both regions could enjoy lower prices on a range of goods. Challenges and risks. Some domestic industries like Indian automakers and EU agricultural producers, may face stiff competition unless they adapt and scale up. Environmental and regulatory compliance, especially with Europe's stringent standards, could raise costs for some Indian exporters. The EU-India Free Trade Agreement isn't just a bilateral pact, it's a global economic milestone. By linking two of the world's largest markets and forging a strategic partnership in trade, services, and investment, this deal could set the tone for how international trade evolves in the decades ahead. Whether you're an investor, a business owner, a policymaker, or just a curious global citizen, this mother of all deals signals that globalization isn't dead. It's just being reshaped for the challenges of the 21st century. Before going, hit that like button and also subscribe for more such content. Have a good time.